Gervonta Davis is better known by his nickname Tank. He got that nickname from a coach who thought that his head was too big for his body. Now that he has an undefeated 29-0 record, people probably think the nickname comes from how he rolls over his opponents and crushes them. What's insane training routine? You don't end up with world championships in 3 different weight classes without some serious dedication to fitness. Tank is only 5'5", so he's not going to be able to outreach very many opponents, but he can certainly outwork them in the gym. He has not let his natural disadvantage hold him back. Tank is known as a power puncher. Of his 29 wins, 27 of them have been with a knockout. He has a patient style, he's a good counterpuncher, and he preserves his energy for the right moment. But that doesn't mean he's not ready to go the distance. In his 2 fights that have gone to decision, Tank hasn't seemed tired at all, and that's due to his strict cardio training. Old school boxers were all about running, skipping rope, and long morning jogs. Think Rocky running around Philadelphia in Chuck Taylors with all the little Italian kids. Tank has a much more modern approach to cardio. He does sprints instead of long endurance runs in order to improve his explosiveness and anaerobic capacity. His training videos show him doing hill sprints and looking more like a track athlete than a boxer. Tank does brutal conditioning circuits in order to build up cardio and also to lose weight fast in order to drop weight classes. He is frequently seen training in a sauna suit, which maximizes weight loss but also makes everything you're doing that much harder because you're getting cooked in there. When it comes to pad work, you can really tell that Tank is signed to Floyd's promotion. He trains in the flowing style that Floyd is famous for, doing non-stop sequences at high speed. These sorts of sequences aren't realistic for an actual fight, but they will make you faster and they will help your conditioning. Tank also does standard pad drills with realistic combinations and sequences that you'd see in one of his fights. Tank will use a body shield to work on body shots. The punch shield, every modern boxer's new best friend, also shows up in a lot of his training videos. Tank still uses a heavy bag, but a punch shield is thought to better allow for full power strikes. It also requires more accuracy, so you can train 2 things at once.
Yeah, I guess.
When Tank does use a heavy bag, the influence from his mentor Floyd is clear. Tank attacks the bag with continuous light shots and only drops a few power shots before getting back into the flow. Strength and conditioning training are improving all the time with modern sports science, but sparring at high levels remains something that's very hard to do. Who exactly is Tank supposed to spar against to get ready for a match? There are only a couple of people on Earth who can give him a run for his money. Tank usually chooses taller opponents to spar with, since his opponents in the ring almost always have a height advantage on him. He'll spar with partners that are multiple weight divisions above him as well. Tank spars with full power and can be seen really busting up his training partners in videos. Maybe it's a good thing they're usually bigger than him. But even with a height and weight advantage, you'd have to be pretty ballsy to be willing to spar with Tank, no matter how much protective gear they give you. Because Tank never has height or reach advantage, he has to make up for it with sheer power and explosiveness. This is why strength and conditioning training plays such an important role in his career. A lot of punching power comes from having good technique and muscle activation, but you don't get to 27 knockouts without also being seriously strong as well, and the only way to develop that is with hard work in the gym. Tank, who is 28 years old, utilizes very modern strength training techniques. Older boxers would typically use traditional exercises, but Tank is known for working out with medicine balls and resistance bands. Exercises involving those pieces of equipment have much more fight-specific movements and help build explosiveness more. He'll still do some old school push-ups and pull-ups as well, but they're usually just part of a full body circuit and not a focus. Different variations of medicine ball slams, throws, and twists are very beneficial for strikers, and Tank trains with them constantly. Resistance bands also add isometric tension to a lot of exercises and can help improve muscle endurance. Tank also does fundamental strength exercises like bench press, deadlifts, and squats. Tank talked about his diet in an interview with Muscle and Fitness. Favorite foods are turkey bacon, eggs, tuna, and salmon. This is pretty much what you would imagine an elite athlete would be eating. But this actually wasn't always the case for Tank. He admits that up until 2019, he wasn't very serious with his diet. He would eat whatever he wanted and said he loved drinking slushies. Sometimes he'd gain a bunch of weight before his fights and have to suddenly cut weight at the last moment before he could even start to seriously train. Now, however, he's gotten serious about his diet. No more slushies, although he might have a mouthful of Skittles before a fight just for fun. Some people downplay Tank's success and point to his undies to prove it.